I don't think it comes down to bad booking. I think it comes down to having a roster that's filled with your favorite professional wrestlers. I'll explain. Just some quick numbers so we're all on the same page here. AEW has 200 wrestlers on their roster, and they have 5 hours of television. WWE has 223 wrestlers on their roster with 7 hours of television each week. Now you're asking yourself, Michael, why does the numbers matter? Well, in this case, I think you look at the quality of talent on each roster, and this is not a shot at the WWE's roster. I am speaking only about AEW's roster having people that you really care about. People like Malachi Black, Keith Lee, Andrade El Idolo. These are wrestlers that you really care about and you notice when they're not on television. But then again, you look at the WWE roster and you don't notice that Gallows and Anderson haven't been on television in a while. Where the heck's Dexter Lumis and former WWE champion Jinder Mahal? People don't feel as strongly about those characters as they do as some of the ones in AEW. So when you don't have them on television, it's really noticed. And it's really easy to say, oh, it's bad booking, it's bad booking. If you were to put them in the television of the 5 hours that AEW has each week, what are you taking out? And that's where kind of the short-sightedness of our fandom happens. I have a different perspective, a unique perspective, as I worked in the professional wrestling business for a couple of years. You have to have a good time management. The thing is, their roster, AEW's roster, is through the roof with great talent, but they just don't have the hours of television to put everybody in storylines and have them on television. So let's look at an example of something that happened recently. Matt Hardy recently went on his podcast and said that he is unhappy with his booking in AEW. And I can understand that. He wants to go out there and wrestle and show the world what he can still do. The problem is, Matt is a tag team specialist, and for better or for worse, he's always going to be intrinsically linked to his brother Jeff. Given the fact that Jeff's history with substance abuse and not being able to be trusted to hold anything of value in a company, because last thing you want to do is have your headlines read AEW Tag Team Champion arrested for drunk driving. And this is me, no way, shape, or form making fun of Jeff's addictions. We all have our struggles, we're all dealing with it, and I hope he can stay clean and sober. But what this is saying is you have to build that trust up. With a roster as stacked as AEW, why are they going to put somebody else on television that can possibly paint the company in a bad light with their extracurricular activities? These are all things that the writing staff and the bookers for professional wrestling programs have to consider. As much as I'm the guy who loves to harp and say professional wrestling is art, it's also a business, and you have to protect your investment. You don't want these negative headlines in the press of this potentially happening again with Jeff Hardy. To me, that's probably why you're not seeing them in any big storylines or holding any championships. Hey, I need you to let me know in the comments what you think about this. This is just my opinion. I want to know yours. Folks, please remember that pro wrestling is scripted and predetermined. Your life isn't. Go out and do something great today. Tell somebody you love them. We'll see you later.